Welcome to Slab City, famously known as the last free place in America. This is a place where people live outside the system, without electricity, running water, or any government involvement, creating a lifestyle many view as the ultimate expression of freedom. But beneath the independence and creativity, there's a harsh truth. Environmental hazards, poor sanitation, and the continuous battle for survival. Is the cost of freedom truly worth it? Come with us as we uncover the challenges and the spirit of the individuals who call Slab City home, only on Fledgling Eagle. The beginnings of Slab City. Let's rewind to the 1940s, during the height of World War II, when the U.S. government built Camp Dunlap in California's dry desert. The base, used for artillery training, hosted soldiers from across the country, preparing for distant conflicts. But when the war ended, the military abandoned the site, dismantling much of the base, leaving only a landscape of concrete slabs, remnants of a past era. For many years, the area seemed destined for obscurity, another forgotten space in the vast desert. However, during the social upheavals of the 1960s and 70s, driven by the Vietnam War and growing disillusionment with mainstream values, a new kind of community began to emerge. People, including artists, outcasts, and seekers of independence, began to settle here. They set up tents, trailers, and slowly built a new life on these slabs that once served military purposes. This was the birth of Slab City, an escape from rent, regulations, and conventional systems of control. Originally a refuge for those wishing to live outside society's norms, it grew into an alternative lifestyle for nomadic artists, veterans, and others on the fringes of society. Slab City became a place where freedom reigned supreme, and self-reliance was revered above all. Over time, it became a symbol of resilience, rebellion, and independence, a community that rejected traditional societal structures. Life in Slab City, a precarious freedom. Slab City, often called the last free place in America, offers a break from the societal norms that bind most of us. Located near the Salton Sea in California, it's an expansive community that operates without government oversight, rules, or formal structures. For many, it represents an idealized escape, a place to live life according to their own rules. However, life in Slab City is far from a paradise. While the absence of laws and regulations might sound appealing, it comes with significant drawbacks. Without a governing body, basic services like trash collection, medical care, and law enforcement are almost non-existent. With no access to electricity, running water, or standard infrastructure, residents must rely on their resourcefulness and ingenuity to survive in a desert environment. Welcome to Fledgling Eagle. If you're new here, we're so glad you found us. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming content. Survival in Slab City requires a delicate balance between self-sufficiency and vulnerability. You can build your own shelter, live off the land, and create your own space from salvaged materials. However, this freedom also means exposure to the harsh elements, the risk of violence, and the unpredictability of daily life. There's no backup plan, no safety net, and no guarantees. For some, this unfiltered freedom is empowering, while for others it's a constant fight to stay afloat. The people here come from diverse backgrounds: travelers, artists, retirees, and those escaping from conventional society. Each person has their own story, but they are united by a shared desire for freedom, even though it comes at a steep cost. Some find peace in solitude and independence, while others struggle with mental health issues and isolation, with limited access to care. Join us as we delve into the lives of the residents of Slab City, exploring how they navigate this free-spirited yet challenging way of life. How do they form a sense of community in such a fragmented place? How do they cope with the difficulties of living without basic resources? The price of freedom here isn't just monetary, It's measured in survival, resilience, and self-sufficiency. In Slab City, the cost of freedom may be high, but for many it's a price they're willing to pay. Living conditions and the environment. Slab City, often called the last free place in America, is a refuge for those wishing to escape the confines of modern society. Located in the desolate deserts of Southern California, this off-grid community thrives on self-sufficiency and resourcefulness. Life here is defined by the absence of basic utilities: no electricity, no running water, and no sanitation services. Despite these harsh conditions, Slab City has evolved into a vibrant, albeit unconventional sanctuary for those who seek to live outside the typical constraints of modern life. The dwellings here are made from repurposed materials, old vehicles, and anything else residents can find, blending art, survival, and creativity. Graffiti often covers the walls of these makeshift homes, not just as an artistic outlet, but as a symbol of resilience, struggle, and the human need to create a home from the most minimal resources. Living in Slab City means contending with the harsh desert climate. With temperatures soaring above 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 degrees Celsius in the summer, the heat is relentless, and shade is a rare commodity. The vast desert offers little in the way of relief from the scorching sun, making water a precious resource. Residents frequently trek to nearby towns to fetch water, carrying just a few gallons at a time, which they carefully ration for drinking, cooking, and bathing. The challenge of managing such a limited supply underscores the reality of survival in this extreme environment. Every drop of water is carefully conserved, with many adopting recycling practices to stretch this vital resource. Without modern technologies, the residents of Slab City have developed remarkable ingenuity. Many have harnessed solar energy, repurposing old panels to power lights, small appliances, and charge electronics. Rainwater is collected in homemade cisterns to supplement their water supply, minimizing their reliance on distant sources. Even so, life in Slab City remains a far cry from comfortable. The absence of refrigeration, air conditioning, and other basic comforts means that residents must continuously adapt in ways that others might find unimaginable. As night falls, the desert landscape transforms completely. The darkness is profound, pierced only by the faint glow of candles or small solar-powered lights. With no street lights, the community takes on an almost otherworldly quality after sundown. Everyday tasks like cooking, laundry, and bathing become logistical challenges as resources must be carefully managed. The temperature drop after nightfall adds another layer of difficulty to daily life. One of the biggest challenges facing Slab City residents is the complete absence of law enforcement or any formal system of governance. There are no police, no courts, and no legal safety net. This forces residents to take responsibility for their own safety and to manage conflicts among themselves. Without any external authority, people must navigate the complex social dynamics of the community, a situation that can be both liberating and dangerous. Linda, a longtime resident, shares her unease. I hear strange noises around my camp at night. I keep a stick by my bed just in case someone tries to break in. There's no one to call if something goes wrong. The lack of law enforcement creates an environment where theft, violence, and personal disputes can escalate unchecked. Medical emergencies are especially troubling. John, an elderly resident, recounts a terrifying experience. When I was bitten by a snake, I had to drive 31 miles to the nearest hospital. If I had waited any longer, I wouldn't have made it. In a place where even basic health care is difficult to access, survival often depends on quick thinking, sheer willpower, and the solidarity of the community. Despite these difficulties, Slab City has fostered a strong sense of community. Residents, often referred to as outcasts or misfits, form close-knit bonds, sharing resources and supporting one another through hard times. Practical skills like installing solar panels, collecting rainwater, and helping one another are crucial to survival. These abilities give residents a sense of control in a place where control over life is scarce. So why do people choose to live in Slab City despite its many hardships? For some, it's the appeal of absolute freedom, a life free from societal expectations and rules. For others, it's a quest for belonging, a desire to create a life aligned with personal values, even at the expense of comforts most people take for granted. Slab City is not a utopia, nor is it a place for the faint-hearted. But for those who call it home, it offers a unique, raw, and unfiltered way of life. A life where freedom means a daily struggle for survival, autonomy, and the sense of community in a world that often overlooks those living on its margins.
Under the trees, I found a box.
The illusion of everything is free.
I couldn't believe.
When people first hear about Slab City, it's easy to envision it as an ideal escape. No rent, no rules, and everything is free. But is this place truly a paradise? Or does the price of freedom come with hidden costs? While there may be no rent or taxes to worry about, the reality of living in Slab City becomes apparent when faced with the demands of desert survival. Life here requires more than just independence. It demands creativity, bartering skills, and an unspoken reliance on the community around you. With no stores, utilities, or public services, residents must rely on what they can scavenge. Scrap metal, wood, and old vehicles are transformed into homes and survival tools, creating a blend of art, ingenuity, and necessity. Recycling becomes more than a choice. It's a survival strategy. In the absence of infrastructure, every person is responsible for meeting their own needs, from collecting water to generating energy and building shelter. The transient nature of Slab City adds another layer of complexity to its survival. Located near the Salton Sea, the area attracts curious visitors who are fascinated by the idea of living off the grid. Some residents manage to get by sharing glimpses of their unconventional lifestyle in exchange for food, supplies, or odd jobs for visitors. Though there's no formal currency, Slab City operates largely on a barter system. Trading goods and services forms the backbone of daily life. The illusion of everything is free quickly fades as the realities of this barter economy set in. Even without an official economy, life here still comes with costs, paid in hard work, creativity, and the strength of community ties. For many, the true appeal of Slab City lies in its self-sufficiency and the satisfaction of creating a life from scratch. What does it mean to live in a place where everything is hand-built and crafted with ingenuity? The resourcefulness in every aspect of life is a testament to the resilience and determination of those who choose to call this place home. In Slab City, freedom isn't just a concept, it's something that is earned and maintained through effort. Personal stories from Slab City. Slab City is more than just a lawless desert refuge. It's a community where the typical rules of society are redefined. Located in California's desert, it attracts those seeking freedom, escape, or a fresh start. Take Lily, for example. Once an artist in Los Angeles, Lily grew frustrated with creating art driven by commercial interests. "I got tired of making art that fits someone else's vision. Here, I paint whatever I want on any surface I can find," she says. In Slab City, Lily's art is a personal expression, vibrant murals painted on walls using discarded paint cans amidst the barren desert landscape. Then there's Max, a tattooed anarchist who thrives in this unregulated environment. "The society out there is full of lies and control. Here I live my way. No one can tell me otherwise." Max and his friends gather around campfires each night, discussing freedom and their visions of a better world. Can a place like Slab City offer the freedom people desire? Or does living without structure create new problems that society tries to solve? For Sarah, Slab City represents a place of refuge. I came here to escape my abusive husband. No one knows where I am, and I want to keep it that way. Sarah's story is not unique. Many come here to start fresh, to disappear, or to leave behind painful memories. But is the freedom of anonymity worth the toll it takes? How does living in isolation affect one's sense of belonging? Tom, a war veteran, finds peace here as well. When I came back, no one understood me. Here, no one asks hard questions. We just live and let live. The solitude of the desert provides comfort, far from a society that never seemed to accept him. But how much of his peace comes from avoiding deeper emotional issues? Slab City is a place where both hope and despair coexist. In one camp, you might hear laughter as street artists rehearse for their nightly shows. With no formal infrastructure, community support is vital. Residents rely on one another to survive. Mike, a mechanic, fixes vehicles for his neighbors in exchange for food or supplies. We trade everything, from food and water to services. Money doesn't mean much here. Homes are built with recycled materials like wood, metal, and plastic bottles. Creativity is crucial for survival, and many find ways to make life in the desert more comfortable or even beautiful. However, the absence of formal laws brings risks. Drugs and other social vices often infiltrate the community. Alex, a former resident, warns, "You have to know what you're doing out here, or you could get caught up in things that will ruin you." With no oversight, the social dynamics of Slab City can quickly spiral into chaos. The legacy and future of Slab City, a fragile desert refuge. As the world around Slab City continues to change, the future of this free-spirited desert community in California remains uncertain. Slab City has long served as a haven for those looking to escape the confines of modern society. People who wish to live beyond the reach of taxes, laws, and traditional norms. It is a place where independence and resilience are not only cherished, but are vital for survival. However, as time passes, the challenges of living here are becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. For many, Slab City represents the last bastion of American freedom, offering sanctuary to society's outcasts, drifters, artists, rebels, and those who do not fit into conventional structures. As more individuals are drawn here by the allure of living outside society's constraints, one question looms: can this rugged community survive the pressures of growth, regulation, and environmental change? The desert's harsh realities remain unchanged, with extreme heat, limited resources, and isolation posing a constant threat to residents. As Slab City's population continues to rise, so does the awareness of its existence among outside authorities. With California's growing urban sprawl and increasing population, the possibility of Slab City being overtaken by development or forced to comply with new regulations becomes more likely. Could the absence of legal structure and the community's lawless status be its undoing? Will state or local authorities impose new laws that challenge the very essence of what makes Slab City unique? The balance between maintaining the ideals of absolute freedom and ensuring a sustainable future is becoming more critical as the years go by. Can Slab City continue to offer a refuge for those seeking to live life on their own terms? Or will the realities of urban expansion and environmental decline eventually overwhelm it? Will the residents adapt to the changing world? Or is Slab City merely a fleeting experiment in human ingenuity that may only survive temporarily? The future of Slab City remains in flux, but as the community confronts its contradictions, the struggle between absolute freedom and the need for survival, its legacy will undoubtedly continue to spark important discussions about life outside the conventional boundaries of society. Is Slab City a timeless refuge, or is it simply an oasis destined to fade with the passage of time? Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Slab City, a place of freedom, creativity, and challenges. We hope this video has given you a deeper understanding of the lives of those living on the fringes of society and the stories behind their pursuit of absolute freedom. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on our upcoming adventures with Fledgling Eagle. Feel free to share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.